Hello and welcome, y'all. Today we are back with another part of the new update for Soulmask. This is with the Fantastic Chieftains update. We are looking into the Mysterious Converter today. This thing is amazing. So basically, any extra resources you have in your base or that your tribes people gather, we all have millions and millions of branches for one. You can take those extra resources, shove them in this contraption, and it gives you more rare resources instead. So, super helpful. But what I'm going to go through first for this mysterious converter is how to get it. That's the long part. And then we'll come back and actually show how to use it properly. So what you have to do is you do have to go through a dungeon basically to get the converter. So go ahead and show. This ancient dungeon right here is where you get the converter. It's also a place where you can get adhesive if you're needing that too. Just throwing that out there as well. You do have to run through this first part where it's kind of like a little maze. Um, the same plunders. It's the same as pretty much all the other dungeons. You have this first part with the plunders. You go through the whole thing. There is a boss up here, which you can, of course, go fight. If you have not done this dungeon before, I do recommend going through this boss fight or at least sneaking past him like where I am right now. Technically, I didn't have to start the fight. I could have just run inside the building and gotten the loot and gotten the tablet. But I like a little bit of, a battle, so did go ahead and take him out. He does not tickle, but thankfully at this point I'm a little bit beyond prepared for this, so it doesn't do too bad. But if you run up the stairs, run to the right, there is a tablet on the wall. So you're going to want that. That gives you the extra points. So definitely don't miss out on that. Now we head over to the dungeon. So as you finish the plunder area, it does eventually lead to the entrance for the dungeon here. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole dungeon in this video. I will do a later video that walks through the whole dungeon because why not? I mean, it could be helpful and it's fun. I do enjoy going through the dungeons. I enjoy the puzzles. It's good fun. But I'm going to show you real quick the path to take just to get to the converter. So we're going to ignore the fight in the beginning, run through the main doors there, run through the next doors, go ahead and take out these little guys. Technically, you could run past them if you want to, but as I said before, I like a good fight, so I'm gonna go ahead and take them out real quick. And as with pretty much any dungeon, I definitely recommend making sure you have your corrosive tanks on you. If you are new to these dungeons, that is gonna make a big difference with fighting these mechanical baddies. We go straight through the main doors. We get our first mini boss. Gonna go ahead and take him out real quick like. There we go. Now, as a lot of you probably already know, if you follow the path of the lit braziers, you follow the path that has braziers where there's one lit, one not, that is the path that will lead you to the boss in dungeons. So if all else fails, look for doors that have braziers where one is lit and one is not. The big, like the main doors, like that one right there in front of me. Those are going to lead towards the bosses, and that's what you want. At least when you're trying to get this converter, that's what you want. So you go through the door. Here is our respawn point, so you definitely want to grab that first. And then on to the main boss. This guy does not tickle. Definitely want to make sure you're prepared. Want to make sure you do a lot of rolling. There are plenty of times where I should have rolled and could have rolled, but I just get impatient and I start swinging. So you got to be very, very careful. That hammer does not help. The spinning is not good. So just be very careful with this guy. Alright. There we go. And he is down. So, once you've defeated him, you can run on to the loot room. And there you have it, our mysterious converter right here on the left. So you can go ahead and pick it up. Now, if you want multiple, you're going to have to run through the dungeon multiple times, but it's not too bad. This right here, I will be covering on the next video. So there's a sneak peek for you. Next video, I will walk through that. But you come back out through that loot room. You take the path that we did not take right before the loot room, and that is your exit point. So that's the dungeon. That's the quick run through to get the converter. Now that we have the converter, we plop it down in our base. This is where we can see what all it does. So there is a scroll wheel there for the resources that you can convert. There are so many resources. You can assign a tribesman to it. This is where you choose how much of each resource that tribesman will actually try to fill in this converter. So you don't have to worry about them literally taking every single branch or every single log that you have or whatever other resources you put in there. They're limited. They're only going to put the amount that you choose. They're only going to put the resources that you choose as well. You have to tell them yes or no as to which resource. So that's very handy. You don't have to worry about losing stuff you don't want to lose. It is fueled by the sunstones, so keep that in mind. And depending on what resource you put in there depends on what you get back. So like branches and logs, it looks like you get the red sunstones back. I'm sorry, the logs, excuse me, you get the sunstones back. So I'm going to leave that running, see what else we get from it. I'm very curious as to what resources you get for each resource you have in there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you found any resource that you can convert that's actually really, really, really good and worth it. So far, like I said, like right here, I've just looked at the sunstone. I don't know what every other resource does, but I'm excited to find out. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all the love and support. This update is amazing, and I'm so excited for it and for what's to come. Like I said earlier, I will have another video explaining the other item that was in that dungeon that we picked up. So keep an eye out for that. On the top right, I will have a link to another Soulmask video related to this update that you can check out if you would like. Please remember to like and subscribe for more because I have so much more coming for y'all. I hope you have a great day. You are awesome.